I wonder if my boots are high enough to keep me dry in here. Spoiler alert, they were not high enough. In this video I will be showing you how I'm taking pictures for my calendar, which I'm making for the year 2026. Main objects are architecture of my hometown area. And I got wet. So my goal is to take a picture of the chapel that's over on that hill, and if the picture is good enough it will go into my calendar. I wanted to photograph it from this side to have this perspective with the trees, and that is why I chose my telelens for this picture. I photographed this chapel last year. It was during a very intense solar storm, and there was this great aurora borealis behind the chapel, so I took a pretty good picture of it and a lot of people liked it. So I still want to include this chapel into my new calendar for the next year. Unfortunately, the electric lines are in the way, and I think there's only one way to take a good picture, and it is if I get really close to the church, but I don't think the lens is good for this kind of shot. I kinda like this perspective. Of course I cannot see the chapel very good from this point, but I think the shot looks pretty interesting. I will try to walk a bit further and see if the other angle is fine. This would really look nice if the branches wouldn't be in my way, as I can see the full side of the chapel and it looks really nice from here, but the picture isn't clear for my liking, as the branches are pretty low and they get in the way of the chapel, unfortunately. These old oaks that you can see not too far away from me, there used to be way more of them around this small village, and now there's only fragments left of them. Back in the old pagan days, the surrounding oak forest was called a sacred forest or something similar to that. These oak woods surrounded the settlement. Oak is a very impressive, grand tree, and it is valued by lots of people, and so did pagans. There's not much left from this sacred forest, only some fragments of these oaks and a little woodland further out of the village. Throughout the history, this forest disappeared as there were fires in the village which burned not only the village but also the forest. There were also Soviets who, from the stories, cut down part of these woods. So only a few of these oaks are left. It is either here or further in that direction, and it belongs to my uncle, which he bought. There are still fragments left of this sacred forest. I do like to wonder how all of this settlement used to look like when the sacred forest used to surround the village, and it's something similar to when men say that they find themselves thinking of the great empire of Rome, and it's something similar that I do, but only with something closer to me, and it's really interesting to read something about these times when pagans were still around. That is for sure a road of some sort. I haven't flied my drone in quite a while, but we have a really nice weather today, and you can barely see anything through this window. It's frozen, but I need some pictures for my next year calendar of my town, so I wanted to go out today and take a few pictures as the conditions are pretty good. So as I've mentioned, I've tried making this calendar for the year 2025, and I would say it was a success, but I did make only 50 of them, so they sold pretty quickly, and now I want to prepare for the next year. Yeah, look at the view. Hello. Yeah, this looks nice. So I'm making quite a lot of pictures from different angles, as I want to have the ability to choose the photo that I really like. And that will be it for today's video. I think I've got at least a single photo that I'm really satisfied with and will definitely go to my new calendar. And listen, I need to ask you a favor. Would you consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoyed watching my video? It would really help me to stay motivated and keep creating, and I would really appreciate it. And if you did already subscribe to my channel, please leave a comment. It helps me a lot. Thank you.